2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Ian Walsh here, Hard Money Bankers, joined with my partners Ryan Walsh of Hard Money Bankers and Josh Weidman of Hard Money Bankers. What's going on, guys?
Hello. We used the other intro again, Ian.
I know I used the wrong intro again, but I thought I must have deleted the right intro, and then
listen. People get enough of me on the show; they don't need to see me in the intro too,
yeah,
right? Like what I'm saying.
But we're joined today with on the Market Maker Show with David Guido. David, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So we've been doing this show on a weekly basis, just kind of going over what the hell's going on in the market, because it's been different. It's been a change since last year's interest rates. And I thought it'd be interesting. I know we had just talked briefly before the show. You work with quite a bit with investors, but you're in the Horsham. Your office is in the Horsham area, right?
Yes. And I live in Churchville, so Bucks County, but I grew up in Northeast Philly. So I still do a lot of stuff down there. I initially started in Remax, Coldwell Banker, but when I went full time, I was at Remax, and I worked there for 3 years with Chris Sommer's office, Steve Capriati, Steve Osecki. So that was kind of my investor kind of mode where I really got into investors, and where I switched over. I had my daughter, Audrina, and then because I'd done mortgages prior, so I kind of had the experience, and then before that I'd done finance. I had my Series 7, so I kind of went from finance to mortgages to full-time real estate once I had my daughter.
Okay. What are you seeing in the suburbs? Because everybody we've been interviewing has been well, you can give both perspectives, but everybody's been saying the city is up and down, and then the suburbs are
insane.
hot.
Yeah, 20, 30. We were showing a couple, my buddy and his girlfriend, in Yardley, there was 30, 40 offers, 60, 70 showings in a weekend. There's just not much out there, I guess, because people are at 3%, I guess, don't want to, because I look at it from my perspective. I own a house in Churchville. It's a nice house. I bought it 10, 11 years ago. It's got a pool, perfect for my daughter. It's on a main road, but I'm I'd like to get off a main road, but I could probably walk away with a lot, but where am I going? Where I'm not doubling the price. So, I think that's a lot of people's thinking. So if they sell their house, yeah, great. You're going to walk away with 200, 300, 400 grand, but where are you going? Where it's going to make sense.
So it's just still an inventory shortage, huh? That's what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. So, which
I think that's the most unique thing about this situation is it's my house is worth $1 million. Cool, go sell it and then be homeless. Then you made $1 million, right?
I think the trick is going to be though to be cool with being homeless for 6 to 8 months, right? Because you got to take the money, pocket it, let the market crash, and then you're good. But you got to be homeless.
I always say if I could find a rehab, if my daughter, she's 11, so if she wasn't 11, I said, because I moved around because again, I started when I was, back when it crashed initially the first time. So I started mortgages 2004 or 5. So you had the 2-3 big years, and then everything crashed. And I had 10, 12, and I said, that's kind of how I know Ian, just because I reached out to him for investment and flips, because I do that also. But I moved 5, 6 times within 2-3 years, just because everything crashed. It wasn't worth anything, but I had to go to each house with my daughter and and I don't know how to do anything, but at least when you're there, you can kind of coordinate everything. So, but just, I don't think it's going to be like that this time, but I said, I don't want to move her again. But I said, that was my plan. Once I got to this house in Churchville that I live in, Bucks County, I was done. So, but it's just, but it's tough. It's anyway, I would move down the shore, because I have a shore house, and I would probably say, if you could find a reflip, I don't even know if it's going to crash. I just think, if you could find a nice flip,
well, that'd be a good call.
And then kind of
here and go move down the shore for 2 years.
Yeah, or just 6 months or a year until you find something that's like I said, Ian knows, I've flipped a bunch of stuff. So to me, that's the kind of play. But I'm not in that situation now. But which I've done a million times. So, but
are you still flipping in the suburbs right now? Are you finding inventory to flip?
No, I've never flipped in the suburbs. I was supposed to. Oh. Actually, I just had one where I was supposed to buy in Feasterville. I got outbid, but usually I'm in Fishtown, Kensington, that area. So.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I was like, I didn't have a ton of cash. Obviously, you build up as you go along, but like I was more Northern Liberties, not even Northern Liberties, but that's where our office was. So I was like all in that area. So, but
Okay.
I moved from like Webb Street to Glenside to Churchville to South Philly on Front Street back to Churchville. Like it was like my poor daughter, but she was like young enough where she didn't realize. So
Yeah. So do you see anything changing right now in the market, or do you think we're just still?
Still until the rates. But it's like I think you had mentioned, or somebody mentioned, like once the rates come down, it's just even going to be even crazier. But like I said, I see like Elon Musk and certain people are saying like the residential is going to crash, but I just don't see with all the demand.
They're saying that what's going to crash?
Like so, commercials like struggling.
Commercial,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
right?
We're concerned about that.
He's saying now like Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk, but like Barbara Corcoran, who's like the Shark Tank person, like they say the next is going to be residential. I just don't see it with all these people that are like lined up for buying.
Well, I think part of the discussion that we're really missing. I have been pessimistic about this market since COVID started in 2020. Right.
More like from like 2015, Josh.
Well, really though, it's been probably since 2017 when rates bumped up for like a month and then everything crashed for a month. Everybody freaks out and then the market goes right back to normal.
Yeah, it was like right during trade wars with Trump. Remember that? That was like when it started. It was like, wait, something's not right. Yeah.
Right. And here we are almost 6 years later. And like, I think that there's definitely an adjustment coming, but like with all the constant change, like how's it happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
rates are 7% and you're still seeing like, what was it? I think something just came up like 2% either month over month or 2% year over year. It's like the stuff still, maybe adjusting a little bit. I don't think in this market, like, in the Philly market, I don't see anything. I don't know if you guys see something different, but definitely not in the suburbs. But like I said, I'm still like Port Richmond. I have a couple houses in like Port Richmond, Kensington. Like they don't seem like they're not like skyrocketing, but they're not. I don't think they're dropping like the bottom's dropping out.
No, I haven't seen the bottom drop out on them. I've definitely seen them soften, but not drop. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would think that this is the highest interest rates, right? That's what the Fed's saying. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like there's got to be something else out there that's coming down the pipe. And there's a lot of moving parts. Like every day, since the past like 2 months, every day we've woken up, there's like something new, crazy happening. Whether it's like, aliens, interest rates, or forest fires, or
World War III.
It hasn't been quiet at all. So. Just like what shoe's gonna drop? The Epstein list comes out, or like I don't know what's gonna crash the world, but something feels off. I don't think it's gonna be in real estate though. Like I don't think it's gonna be because of real estate. Maybe the commercial real estate market, like there is a concern there, but not residential. I don't think residential is gonna be the reason.
Well, there could be a trickle effect, right? You could have the commercial industry goes and the banks. Most of your residential lenders are also tied in commercial. So
it
they
would
all
trigger.
Of a sudden stop lending. Yeah. So it could be a trickle effect there. That's my only thought on what Elon's saying.
Do you guys ever read Nassim Taleb?
What's that?
Like black swan effect. It's
the black swan. Yeah.
I like his thing because you can think all the thoughts that you want, but like it's usually something that you don't know. Like nobody saw like COVID coming, nobody saw
exactly.
9/11, but he's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, once the lever gets pulled, everybody looks back and goes, "Oh, I should have seen that coming." And then you make that movie The Big Short, right? You make that movie The Big Short, and it's like, how does this one guy saw it coming and he put a lot of chips on the table for it? But like the whole point. I've always said this about like a crash is that the whole point of a crash is that so we can't see it coming. Because if we could see it coming, we could protect our money. You could shift your money around. You could get protected. When you can't see it crash, it's supposed to shock everybody and grab the money. We had Bitcoin last night too. That was another one. Nobody at Binance. They didn't know what was going on, and everybody's all of a sudden getting locked down today. Like that's a shock. So
I've never invested. I invested for like a minute, but it always scares me just because like I never knew what it was. Like officially. Like I know like the gist of it, but it's just I just didn't understand.
I buy Bitcoin because I believe in freedom. That's what I like. I really just I don't even care what it's worth. I buy it at a principle. I'm just like, look, like the only shot we have is going to be not having being on a CBDC with Fed now in a month.
Right.
Like I just buy it for that reason. I don't care what happens to it. I want to say like I stood up for humanity.
Right. No, yeah. Hey, that, like I said, I mean, yeah. No, like I said, I just invest in real estate because I like to see it. You can feel it, you can whatever, and that's why I always tell people. It's like, yeah, to me, it's like, you're always going to need a house. Like, I mean, but that's just me. So, I mean, obviously, if I could tell the future, I'd be a billionaire. So, but obviously, I can't. So,
none of us can, right? It's just, I guess that's the point of the market. You're not supposed to be able to tell, but with real estate, it's always interesting because, so I'm like, you start looking at things like these smart cities they're making. Have you seen these things?
Yeah, like in Dubai or
Yeah. I'm like, I don't get these things. They're gonna mess up our mojo here with this 15-minute cities. Elon Musk is building one in Texas, which is nuts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw something like it was the same thing with Dubai, where it's like I don't know if it's the same type of thing, but
yeah. So what's next for you guys? What's next for your team and what you guys are doing on the either investment or retail front?
Yeah, I mean, we're just like I said, we've always been like the 2 to we're not the high, like even though I'm in the suburbs, like I said, we're kind of always in the 2 to 400, 2 to 4. Like I said, I want to try to get in the luxury market, but it's tough. So like, I mean, that was my goal coming here. So I lived out here, but I mean, our niche has always been like investors, first time home buyers, like, Northeast Philly, Fishtown. But like I said, I'm trying to move more up here. And as I get older, it is like people are starting to transition out here. So, but I mean, like I said, just, we've been pretty good. Like I said, we're hopefully paced to do 75 to 100 units. Like I said, we're not, but our average price is probably, 300-ish versus where, some people up here are like 400 or 500-ish. So, I mean, to me, I want to start breaking into that luxury market if I can, but it's not as easy as,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the median housing price, right? That's stable. That's the most stable, right? The luxury market is not the most stable. That's for sure.
Yeah. But, and like, especially with the interest rate changes, like it's like people that are doing 200 versus 800, it's not going to be as much of a shock interest rate wise, so it's, they're still looking and there's more grants and there's more like ways around to kind of get, kind of be a little bit more affordable.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, it's good to know we're keeping a pulse on the market every week and I appreciate having you on. I'm scrolling your name across the bottom for anybody that's wants to contact you, either to join your team or reach out to you. That is the correct email, hopefully, right?
Guido@kw.com.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So it's just like I said, it's just like I said, we're trying to build a culture. I got here, Keller Williams, Bob Wells, Will Kelly kind of helped me build the team, and got transaction manager, Sarah Cadman, all that stuff. So I mean, if anybody ever has any questions, I'm 100% here. So
awesome. Well, thanks, David. We'll do this again, and hopefully the market stays hot.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
All right, guys. All right. Take care.